Welcome to Stage Garden Rumba, and today is our final installment of 2021. It's been a summer full of fun where we've been able to open green spaces to New Yorkers and letting them see a whole other side of the Bronx. Stage Garden Rumba features poetry, theater, music, activism, all in these beautiful green gardens. Stay tuned for our final lineup of amazing talent. Stage Garden Rumba's DJ of the day is DJ DeLaCeiba, un hondureño from Honduras by way of South LA, here in the Boogie Down Bronx. He's not only a DJ, he is an activist, a father, an MC. He has flexed his poetic skills in the past. Today we're gonna see him spinning and enjoying his music. DJ DeLaCeiba. I'm your host, Caridad de la Luz La Bruja, and not only have I been able to host and perform, but I've been asked to curate Stage Garden Rumba, bringing you the spoken word artists, poets, MCs that I feel need to be heard. First up, we have Zayda Rivera. Not only is she a journalist, public relations specialist, someone that has organized galas for countless nationwide organizations, she has turned her media and her marketing towards spirituality. And now she's a Reiki master and a yoga instructor, as well as a mom of twins. She happens to also be my PR person. Ladies and gentlemen, Zayda Rivera.
I am the woman who stands before you in all white, head wrapped, paying homage to my ancestors. I am el río de la sangre de mis antepasados, flowing through this light, navigating rocks and debris as I glide effortlessly through Mother Earth's veins. I am more than my name. I am a woman, protector of my womb, which has housed 5 seeds, 1 aborted, 1 miscarried, 3 living life on this physical plane. I am the scars that paint the map of my life. I am the GPS that keeps moving pa'lante even when I don't know left from right. I am the light. I am answering the call from spirit to move past myself and share my gifts with others. I am honored to be invited on the healing journeys of so many of my sisters and brothers. I am the one who will tell you that by facing your demons and pain, it's a form of healing. I am your spiritual hermana, here to cheer you on and lift you up out of your own pool of self-doubt. I am a light worker, leading by example so that you too can find your shine and never dim it again. I am a spirit living a human experience just like you. I was chosen for this life to bring beauty and joy while digging through the deep mud to find gemstones and jewels. I am a goddess of past times, still sitting on my throne today. I am whatever I say. I am because I can. I am woman and man. I am the balance. I am the challenge. I am the child within, wearing a clever grin, because I know that by leading with light, I will win. I am what I begin. I am what I say I am, because that's how I live.
And we have a special treat. For the first time in Stage Garden Rumba, UpBeat NYC has chosen to perform. UpBeat NYC is an organization that was founded in 2009, and this is their string ensemble. Later on, we'll be hearing from their jazz ensemble, but this group in particular are some of their best students from the ages of 11 to 17, along with their mentors. So UpBeat NYC is bringing fine arts to the South Bronx and the youth, and we're gonna hear it right here. And now we will hear from our first activist, Lillian Jiménez. She's a co-founder of NALI and has been a media organizer and educator for over 30 years. She's doing films and has created the documentary What Could You Do with a Nickel and Antonia Pantoja Presente, about the Puerto Rican activist that founded Espada. Ladies and gentlemen, Lillian Jiménez.
One of the things I learned when I became an activist was that there's always a reserve labor force, right? There's always a reserve labor force, so that when corporations need more people, they pull from that labor force. And so the other thing I learned was that the banks, the corporations, and the developers all work together to set aside plots of land for their own development. And so this area was a set aside so that when they needed homes, property, buildings, like this one, for the middle class who was coming into New York from out of state, they needed housing for them. They came to these areas that people were not necessarily living in great numbers, and they started to develop the area. And they started to gentrify. And so that's what the South Bronx is facing now. The last thing I want to say is that while there are challenges in the South Bronx, and we know them, right? People in the South Bronx are some of the most resilient people around. What folks in the South Bronx have experienced over the decades is astronomical. And yet people are not just surviving, people are thriving. And you see that in the young people, and you see it in this garden, and you see it in the people here, and in the people in the communities. And so we always have to think about, how do we change the reality? How do we work with people in the community to change the challenges and the realities? It's the small organizations that band together, create new ways of functioning that are more humane, that are more democratic, and that allow people agency in their lives so that they make decisions that are in their best interest. And so that's what I'm going to end on. There must be resistance. There must be a fight back. I don't care who's in the White House, whether it's the lunatic or whether it's Biden. We must always resist. We must always fight back. And culture is our strongest way to resist. Que viva la cultura! Que viva!
And now for our second spoken word artist. I just had to bring this spoken word artist into it because we go way back. We were both on the same episode of Def Poetry Jam, and he did the Story Avenue poem of the Soundview section of the Bronx, where I'm from too. He's an educator and a father. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Morales.
Rest in power, Dave Valentin. Oh yeah, monkey buttons. Who wins mind games? Embers sizzle on autumn leaves smoker's jacket. If open eyes might have a new beginning, as spring moonlight blesses footprints to an infinite summer. Hope you land in September, happier, healthier, and higher than ever. Such primitive fancies are pure imagination, floating on the back of a hummingbird to a winter sunset. With luck, these little sunflowers will have a reunion after the sun shower. Space cadet, if you can see tomorrow, receive that morning light with joy to keep on keeping on. Maintain pasión como obsesión. Count at least 7 stars over Viejo San Juan. March on Old Hill. Watch equinox. Vaya, ahora es. Échale humo for all of us loquitos out way past bedtime for proper beauty sleep. This is in memory of all those times long gone. But does it take a coconut dropped from the 6th train, leaving Whitlock, curving over Westchester with the Hunts Point horizon plus a firecracker bang to let you know, yeah, you got there, already arrived in real life. Za, zo, su, get by I said, what you gonna do?
UpBeat NYC not only does strings, but now they are bringing the Afro Latin Jazz Ensemble, playing classics from like Duke Ellington and our Tito Puente. Ladies and gentlemen, UpBeat NYC Afro Latin Jazz Ensemble.
Join our spirited return to in-person shows as Pregones PRTT presents Torched, a new musical theater journey through the Bronx fires of the 70s and the infamous arson for profit racket. December 2nd through the 19th at Pregones Theater in the Bronx.
Our next activist is someone that has always kept me in the loop when it comes to the plight of Puerto Ricanos in New York City and Puerto Rico. With over 30 years of service to the community, he is now a communication specialist for the Civil Service Employee Association. He is going to speak now, and you better listen because he's always got the news. David Galarza.
A few years ago, and La Bruja was involved in this effort, and some of y'all perhaps as well, was the effort to stop a gas pipeline from being built in Puerto Rico. It was called the Via Verde or el Gasoducto, and I'm gonna focus briefly on that, and then another actual battle, insurrection that we had in Puerto Rico. And it's important for me to talk about these things because we don't talk enough about our victories, and we won those two insurrections. So the Gasoducto was a 92-mile-long gas pipeline. Anybody that's been to Puerto Rico, anybody that knows Puerto Rico knows that Puerto Rico is only 100 miles by 30 miles. So they threatened to build a 92-mile-long gas pipeline from Ponce to Arecibo, from Arecibo to San Juan. In the process, going through indigenous lands, going through agricultural lands, potentially polluting millions of gallons of aquifer water stored in the karst region in Puerto Rico, putting the lives of tens of thousands of people at risk, because we know when that gas pipeline blows up, a lot of people are gonna suffer, a lot of people are gonna die. And there was a long, protracted struggle that was led by many different organizations on the island. And so we here in New York formed a committee in support of the effort to stop the gas pipeline in Puerto Rico, because we are the diaspora and we have many allies here. And what happens in Puerto Rico is gonna happen in other parts. We see it here in the Bronx, the environmental pollution and degradation that goes on daily. And so we have many allies, many people come and work with us to stop this gas pipeline, because the decisions that were being made in Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is a colony, were being made by U.S. agencies here at 26 Federal Plaza. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Food and Water Administration, and all these other acronyms that confuse people and mislead people. So it's important for us to put the pressure on organizations and any agencies here in the States to stop this gas pipeline.
And now our next performer is someone that I met on the scene at the New Yorican Poets Cafe performing on Monday night open mics. He would always make the crowd go live. He's a Boogie Down resident, and I really feel like he is an example of today's MC. He's gonna be performing some of his hit songs like his new joint, Turnt. Ladies and gentlemen, K-Hyph.
Let's get it. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? I go by the stage named K-Hyph, coming from the Bronx. I'm an aspiring rapper. And I'm gonna share one piece for y'all that's dear to my heart. Long story short, I got stopped by the cops when I was 16, had a gun pointed in my face, wrote a song about it. It's called Class Act. So I'm gonna do the first verse and the hook for y'all. Let's get it. Let me channel my thoughts. Let me tell you I'm lost. Yeah, my brain out of source. Got this liquor, of course. Got my very own issues just trying to duck dodge the law. All these laws that was ass in the prison up north. We be broke at the bottom and still rock Christian Dior. I seen a block full of killers. There's some stuff I done saw. DT jump out the whip and they aim that grip on my jaw. Raise your hands to the sky and state F where you are. They first search for a minute. They check my jeans, see what's in them. Just a game and a brush and some lint from a denim. I'm just thinking that 16 is such a hard way of living. They eventually let me go, no apology mentioned. I'm just like, damn. What if they would have shot me? What if they locked me up for a robbery that was not me? The situation could have changed my life up in an instant, but I still remain the same through the pain and stay resilient, Hyph. I'm looking at the turning points of life, the turning points of shaping this artist we call a Hyph. Regardless of those problems and the target on my back, my soul still remains the same, a class act. I'm looking at the turning points of life, the turning points of shaping this artist we call a Hyph. Regardless of those problems and the target on my back, my soul still remains the same, a class act. Hyph.
This musical group is no stranger to Stage Garden Rumba. They always bring the rumba to the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Alex Apolo Ayala's Bámbula project, sharing his Afro-Puerto Rican Latin jazz fusion ensemble. And our closing performer is someone that I gave birth to. They did an amazing performance before and were brought by popular demand. One thing that I could say about my daughter is that they are unique and definitely invested in creating art from their authentic self. I am so proud of my baby. Ladies and gentlemen, Espada de la Luz.
Everything's become so much. I go through the day craving your touch. Sometimes when I'm on lunch, I think of what we would be doing. I have no time for myself, not a moment to focus on my mental health. Making money, yet no sense of wealth. What would we be doing right now? What's the point of social interaction? What if there's no instant attraction? I think of it like subtraction and avoid the fraction entirely. What if? My brain is swirling with them. The anxiety makes my fingers numb. What if? What if? It's hard to feel wanted in an open space. Change is so fast-paced. Rejection like a slap in the face. Life, a competitive race. Is it all going to waste? Whew. Is the air getting thinner? Am I that much of a beginner? I'm trying to be the breadwinner, but I was born a sinner. Like, what if I'm not fit to be a singer? I don't want my light to get dimmer and breathe, breathe, breathe. I can't live like this. I have to boost myself with affirmations, focus on my dedication, and accept the frustration. Stay vigilant despite the trials and tribulations. I have to remind myself that I'm doing my best. But sometimes you gotta let those raw feelings off your chest. Roll with the punches. I can't stay pressed. I have to remain grateful. My cup's not half empty, it's half full. What's the point of being hateful when such blessings in life keep you faithful? Be kind to your soul. Elevate your spirit and ignore the mind control. Be easy on your body, 'cause life takes its toll. Take it slow, even slower. 'Cause when you get so high, what's the point of going any lower? Summer's almost gone. Summer's almost gone. Yeah, it's almost gone. Yeah, the summer's gone. Where would we be when the summer's gone? Morning found us calmly unaware. Noon burned gold into our hair. At night we swam the laughing sea. Where will we be when the summer